and all, welcome to Seen Through Glass. Welcome back to Furlonger. I was down here earlier in the year checking out their Ferrari 308 rally car for my Project Rally Car series that I probably need to update you all on. More on that soon though, because today I'm checking out this quite stunning 25th anniversary Lamborghini Countach, one of the most iconic supercars ever made. Well, when I was down here at Furlonger back in February, the guys were doing a massive overhaul service of this very car, taking it out of storage, getting it ready to go on sale. Well, as you can see, that work has now been completed and this car is ready for me to test drive. I'm a little bit terrified. I don't really know what to expect. This is a beast of a machine. 5.2 litre V12 from an era when Lamborghini were a little bit more rudimental about how they built cars. So yes, I'm sort of excited but scared. Before we jump in, before I go for a drive, I'm going to bring Matt on to talk me through exactly what the 25th anniversary is or was, and also what work Furlonger have done to this very example. Right, this is a 25th anniversary Countach, a car that we've just got in for sale. It's just been through our workshops. We've fully prepared the car, recommissioned it after being in storage for the last 10 years, 15 years. It's been repainted, it's had all suspension overhauled. We've taken the engine out and we've gone through every oil seal. We've replaced the clutch, the flywheel, the release bearing. The whole carburetors have been rebuilt and put back together. The exhaust system's been Zerkoteched. It's now running its original answer exhaust, all fitted correctly as it should be. And it's now ready for a new owner to take it on and enjoy this very rare, last of a line anniversary Countach's. So 25th anniversary was created because they were going over yet another takeover. Chrysler Group were buying the company. They had the Diablo on the drawing board, and they had various arguments going on about how they wanted the car to look, and they had a young designer in-house called Horacio Pagani, who I'm sure people watching this will know who that is, and they said, look, can we refresh the QV5000? And that's what they did. So they took the quattro valve Countach, and Horacio just redesigned the front bumpers. It had a new set of wheels, sills, the strakes in the air intakes, and the back, we'll have a look at the back. The back's very different on anniversary compared to any other Countach, with the big reflectors lost and just the little lights fitted in the middle. So it's a 5.2 downdraft carburetors. That's the important thing on quattro valves and anniversaries. The carbs went from the side to the down, which meant they could get more fuel, more air in, and the heads are quattro valves, obviously 4 valves per cylinder. So it's 450 horsepower. Which obviously, in 1988, 89, that was pretty significant power. I mean, an F40 was 490, so it was high power at the time. And obviously the Lamborghini thing that no other manufacturer really ever did or competed with is the gearbox sits in between the driver. So when you sit in a V12 Lamborghini, the weight balance is actually the two passengers, the gearbox, the engine, and then the diff. So that makes a big difference in the way the car feels, because it's a space frame. So you replace the mirror of the Countach, and it was I've got a book inside I'll show you, but it's just a complete hand-built space frame, and then the panels bolted on with the engine fitted in. So they handle, it sounds a bit crazy, but it's very go-kartish. It's a low car with a lot of torque, and different experience to Ferrari, but it's a great experience. I think you've got to appreciate that it's a very tall geared car with a lot of power. So if you get a good stretch of road, it's quick. Even by today's standards, it's quick. But it doesn't have very good brakes. The brakes on this car are all fixed, all new seals, everything's correct. But as standard, they're not very good.
Well, hello. Full disclosure, I've moved down the road basically to allow this car to warm up, because apparently it's very important for the engine temps, the gearbox temps, etc. to get hot so that the car really performs well. When it's cold, it's a bit brutal apparently. Also, please note, Paul Wallace, Supercars of London fame, is here basically to take the piss out of me for, yes, driving a Lamborghini, but also a Lamborghini of this age, because he knows basically that they're uncomfortable and brutal and agricultural I can't say that word. Agricultural? Anyway, let me slam this door. First thing to note, I fit just 6'2" I am, and okay, fine, if I sit up tall, then my head does hit the roof, but I can kind of get away with being in this car. The seat's a little bit narrow around my hips, but actually quite snug. Like, feel quite supportive, weirdly, because the car's this age, you know, the seat technology, bucket seats and things like that weren't really coming to the forefront. Seatbelt on, of course, very, very important. Now, with regards to the rest of the interior design, it's sort of beautifully late 80s. I mean, I've basically got a table here on my dashboard, this kind of boxy shape here with dials in front of me, rev counter, speedo, oil pressure, etc. This gear lever, which I don't know why, almost reminds me of like a sort of automatic shifter. Anyway, gear lifter. Dog leg first. Very interesting. Quite amazing air conditioning or fan controllers. I wouldn't call it air conditioning necessarily, but actually I really, really like them. And apart from that, it's a nice place to be. You feel like you're in a Countach, and the fact that the sort of front of it slopes away from you and you really can't see anything from behind. 355! Ha ha ha! Taunting me. Basically going, how dare you? Why are you on the dark side? Well, you know, sometimes, every now and again, it's good to try something different. So, look, let's stop chatting, because I think, you know, we all know how a Countach looks, let's face it. As I said, one of the most iconic supercars of all time. Let's find out how it drives. So, ignition on. And now he says, give it 6 blips of the throttle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Clutch in, and then half throttle when you actually start. Got there in the end. Now you'll hear on the overrun, the engine and the exhaust is still sort of crackling, barbling away. It's because, you know, it's still got some temperatures to reach, but it's good to go for a proper drive. No power steering, so incredibly heavy steering wheel, and apart from that, not much else to say. So handbrake off, initiate that dog leg first, give Paul Wallace the thumbs up, and let's go find out what a Countach is like to drive, and not just any Countach. 25th anniversary. Iconic for the fact that, yes, Horacio Pagani designed it. I mean, nuts. Look what he went on to do. But I think for an incredibly long time, this was the car that every petrolhead lusted after, especially when they were kids. Funnily enough, actually, we pulled over on the way here to move some GoPros, and a guy came out from an MOT workshop being like, no way. I used to love those cars when I was a kid. Don't know why he had a West Country accent, but visibility isn't great, but we're going to go for it. Okay. Okay, it doesn't hang around. Very, very long throttle pedal, as in it just keeps going, and it's not really until you push down hard that the car gets up and goes as well. Actually feels really solid and nice on the road. It's not darting around, it's not unpredictable. Here we go again, third gear. Oh, and the windscreen wiper's on the move. The windscreen wiper is starting to come up into the windscreen. That doesn't matter. You know, it's a slightly older car. I'm sure you can stiffen that up with a screw. Oh my God, this is engaging now. I have to say, I cruised all the way here to build those temps, but also not to experience this car before the cameras were rolling, and now I'm doing it. It is exciting. Here we go. And the noise. Yes, it's a V12, but it's a 5.2. It's sort of butch and aggro. It's not that high-pitched scream we're used to with modern-day Aventadors, V12 Lamborghinis. This is a more sort of aggressive, bull-like noise. Ah! I kind of want to find a corner because the grip feels great. Big old tyres on this thing. The slightly concerning section is the brakes. They're really non-existent, as Matt mentioned. Like, it's a sponge. Trying to be very careful with that gearbox. Oh. Okay, and there's the brakes, and yes, nothing's happening, which is concerning because this thing does gather pace quickly. And I can tell by the fact that Paul Wallace can't keep up in his M2. Oh, but you know the biggest thing is, I feel cool. I feel again like I'm transported to a better time. I kind of want to be on the Italian lakes, just kind of cruising along, going for the spaghetti. And there's something about Countach that represents, I think, cool. Of course, Wolf of Wall Street made it undeniably badass. Do I sound a bit cringeworthy saying badass? I think I do, but I'm saying it anyway. But long before that, this car has stood out as just being the ultimate in show, in presence, in brutal supercar experience. And of course, a lot of sort of other YouTube personalities not only drive these, but actually own them. Matt Farah, the Smoking Tire's got a Countach. Harry Metcalf from Harry's Garage, he also has a Countach. Once you start get going, oh, this thing is fun, which is a statement really for all V12 Lambos. They're not that enjoyable at slow speeds. You need to really start pushing them on. I'm following this damn annoying white van that I kind of want to hold back from, so let's drop back a bit, because I need to be able to exploit this thing. Can't jump into a Countach and not really have a go. Interesting. Maybe that card has suddenly made even more sense to me, because that final little section there, really like pushing on, throwing the car around, kind of manhandling it, I was like, oh, we've gone up another level. I feel like that's the thing. You need almost to like pick it up by the scruff of its neck and just be like, come on, car, we're going. It's just such a different idea to Ferrari, my beloved Ferrari, which, you know, is just elegant, you drive, you shift the gear. This is like, ah! Always, you just gotta just be, but you need chest hair. You need a lot of chest hair to drive this car or to own this car. So if you're considering buy one, grow some more chest hair and then it will be appropriate. But an amazing opportunity, because as I say over and over again, it's an icon. Maybe that's a new series I should start, Icons. Driving cars that, you know, have been the poster cars of many generations, and this probably spanned, well, they built this car, they built the Countach for something like 16 years. So yeah, we're ticking off quite a few different people's poster cars there. Huge thanks to Furlonger. If you are interested in buying yourself a 25th anniversary Countach, come down, check out this one. I do think it is immaculate. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up if you have, and make sure you stay subscribed for plenty more videos to come.